Hi and welcome to Third Act Predictions. Today I'm reviewing Ghost Stories 2018. It's on Netflix. Written and directed by Jeremy Dyson and Andy Nyman. Andy also starring in the film, and it was originally a stage play. And this is all I know about it, really. I did see the trailer a long time ago, but I can't remember it, so that's not really. I'm not taking that into account. I know it's got Martin Freeman in it, and he has a major part in it because he's on all the posters and stuff or whatever, so I presume he's got a big role in this. Haven't really seen much of him yet. I've only just started seeing his ghost story. There's 3 of them, so spoiler alert. It starts off with this guy, Andy, Professor Phillips or whatever his name is, Professor Goodman. He is out there debunking spiritual events and anything supernatural. It's his job. He wants to debunk everything, and he meets up with this other guy, Charles, who is someone he's always looked up to, and wanted to meet him for a long time. And all of a sudden, he wants to meet. They want to meet up. Charles wants to meet up with him, so he's all nervous. He goes to see him, and he's sort of just delusioned and said, I think I'm wrong. I think you're wrong. I think we shouldn't be debunking all this. I think the spiritual world's real because these 3 stories, and if you can figure them out and prove that we're both right, the spiritual stuff is nonsense, then great. If not, So that's the premise of the movie. And he goes out and he goes to listen to these 3 ghost stories. The first one's horrible. So creepy, but really well shot, brilliantly filmed. I had to look away a lot of the time. I know what you're going to see. There's some numbers, like 79 was on the door of Charles's holiday home, and also on one of the doors, I think, of this place. It's just seeing a lot of numbers. And the second part, there's like 20 as a number as well. And I feel like I'm watching loads of Easter eggs. I feel like this movie is all going to come together at the end, and you're going to understand all of it, and these numbers are going to be part of it. It could be wrong, could just be the way it's filmed, but I just think sometimes when a film's feeding you things, but you're not sure, you have no idea what it's about. In the second story, the really creepy one about it's like a horror story around a campfire, isn't it? Some guy driving along a country lane hits a devil, It's horrible. It's really well done again, but again, I had to look away and just go back and rewind it and put the volume down, and I don't like jump scares, so I'm a bit of a wuss. But that whole story was really good as well filmed. The acting's brilliant. The kid in that is brilliant. Really put me on edge the whole time. But there's this photo on the stairs as he's going up, and there's this photo of some kids, and I'm like, what the hell has that got to do with anything? But you're looking at it. You're told to look at it, and I'm like, again, I feel like I'm being fed something, and I don't know what it is yet. But I can't help thinking the first 2, and even this one now, this story I'm up now, with Martin Freeman, they all somehow are linked to Andy, the main character, Professor Goodman. I can't help thinking that there's something to do with him in all of it, but I haven't figured that out yet. All the stories linked together in somehow they all come together at the end, and it's all one story, but he's just seeing 3 different sides of it, or maybe these people are all know each other somehow, or it's all made up or something. I don't know, or it's all fake. I don't know what it is, but so far you can explain these stories naturally, and we're on the 3rd one now, and it's starting to creep me out. But I see this doll again with the yellow dress. It reminds me of the girl in the first story with the yellow dress that was putting her finger in his mouth. Why is he putting her finger in his mouth? Anyway, it's again, there's another part of the story. I'm like, I don't understand that. What's the significance of that? I've seen the story from beginning to end. That finger in the mouth means nothing. Second story, again, that picture on the wall doesn't have any meaning to the story. And then we're on to the 3rd one now. I'm like, it has to all come together at the end. So I'm looking forward to the next part, so I'm going to watch it now and get back to you on that. Wow, I finished watching the movie last night, but it got too late to do a review. I was half asleep, but the movie was brilliant. I really loved the ending. It was worth sitting through all the jump scares and stuff. I did say it would all come together, and it all seemed to be linked in some way, and it was totally linked. And now you have to go sit through it again, don't you? Like several more times to see all the Easter eggs throughout the whole movie. There are so many. The numbers were significant. I didn't realise it was to do with what the incident at the end. but I knew that the numbers were significant because it kept showing up in your face all the time, and you know, you sort of made a mental note of all these numbers for some reason. And the girl in the yellow dress was, you know, that was significant too, and that was sort of running through some of the threads. And well, him being in the car was actually him. He did try and kill himself. He's in a coma, and all of this before the last incident, which is actually a recap of what actually happened. You know, he was young, and he saw this disabled boy being led into a tunnel to die. It did nothing about it. So the rest of the whole movie is basically his coma state of him seeing all these horror stories, and it's all to do with him. And I did wonder why I didn't connect with the character very much until the end. At the end, I suddenly had passion for this character and sadness and all this stuff that I didn't feel for him throughout the whole movie. Just thought he was a bit annoying, but that's for a reason. It's because it's his dreams or whatever, his thoughts. I'd give it a good B out, you know, a B, solid B, or sort of like an 8 out of 10. It was good. It was a good film, so definitely watch it. If you haven't, I've probably spoiled the whole thing now, but anyway, go and watch it if you haven't, and I'll try and look for a next movie to review. See you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.